Okay, so almost all of us have felt it at some point, right? You're lying in bed feeling the paralyzing weight of doom scrolling through everyone else's absolute highlight reel. It's a crushing feeling. Every single time you open social media, it feels like somebody else is winning. They've got the new car, they're on some dream vacation, their business is massively successful, or they're in a perfectly happy relationship. Well, today we're diving into the story of a guy named Liam. He literally watched the world move forward while feeling completely stuck himself, and we're going to look at how he systematically built a blueprint for real, unshakable confidence.
And this brilliantly illustrates the massive gap we so often face. On one hand, you have social media reality. Confident smiles, new cars, dream vacations, just endless victories. But then there was Liam's reality, a sinking, heavy state of total stagnation. He was constantly insecure, overthinking every simple conversation, and just telling himself, you know what, my time will come. But months passed, then years, and absolutely nothing changed. See, he realized he wasn't losing because life hated him. He was losing because he had completely stopped believing in himself.
Chapter 1: The Trap of Comparison.
So, ever since he was a kid, Liam lived quietly in the background. He was never the smartest, or the funniest, or the most naturally confident student. The louder, more outgoing kids, they naturally just soaked up all the attention. And living that daily reality led Liam to internalize a really dangerous belief. He started thinking some people are just born to win, while others, well, others like me are just born to watch. And that toxic mindset followed him straight out of school and right into the real world.
Chapter 2: Hitting Emotional Rock Bottom. After graduation, things just got heavier. While his old classmates were out there launching businesses and traveling the globe, Liam was stuck working ordinary jobs he secretly absolutely hated. The climax of this isolation hit at a friend's celebration party. Liam felt literally invisible in a crowded room full of people talking about successful careers and exciting plans. And then, the downward spiral just got brutal. A few months after that party, Liam unexpectedly lost his job due to company downsizing. Suddenly, poof, his tiny bit of stability was totally gone. For weeks, he isolated himself inside his apartment. He felt completely emotionally numb, just watching life continue for everyone else online. He had officially hit rock bottom. Imagine it's a rainy night, around 2 a.m. Liam is staring at his own tired reflection in a dark window, and he asks himself a question I want to ask you right now. If I continue living like this, where will I be in 5 years? The answer absolutely terrified him. He knew right then and there that absolutely nothing in his life would improve unless he changed himself first. That dark 2 a.m. reflection became the ultimate turning point of his entire life. Chapter 3: The Quiet Rebuilds. Okay, let's dive into this. The very next morning, Liam made a definitive promise to himself. No more comparison, no more self-pity, and definitely no more waiting for confidence to just magically appear out of thin air. He grounded his abstract desire for a better life into a highly tangible daily routine. Waking up early, exercising daily, reading books, deleting endless digital distractions, studying communication skills. They're small, right? Unglamorous. They aren't going to get you a bunch of likes on social media. There was no dramatic overnight success here, but he was actively, intentionally practicing discipline. See, while others were chasing attention online, Liam was quietly rebuilding himself in private. Laying an indestructible foundation is kind of like growing bamboo. It develops quietly underground for years before suddenly shooting up 80 feet in a matter of weeks. Mindset changes before life does. Every single difficult habit slightly strengthened his confidence,
Every disciplined day rebuilt a tiny piece of his self-respect, slowly stopping that awful feeling of being powerless.
Chapter 4, The Truth About Confidence. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is the confidence fallacy. For years, Liam believed you had to feel confident before you could take action. But the reality? The reality is entirely different. Most successful people are not fearless. They simply continue taking action despite their fear. Real confidence doesn't precede action. It is actually the byproduct of repeated action.
Armed with this new truth, Liam finally stopped waiting to feel ready and started doing difficult things anyway. He forced himself totally out of his comfort zone. He started talking to strangers, attending events alone, learning new skills, facing rejection head on. Was it comfortable? Absolutely not. Honestly, sometimes it was completely humiliating. But every single uncomfortable experience was a rep for his mental muscles. And slowly, the insecure person inside of him began to fade away.
Chapter 5, The Lonely Growth Phase. Let's be real. Personal transformation is rarely a parade of high fives. People often get really uncomfortable when someone around them starts growing. From day one of his decision, it was a grind. Some of Liam's friends actually mocked his changes, while others just kind of disappeared from his life entirely. By month 6, Liam was deep in the thick of that lonely growth phase, dealing with mockery and total isolation. He just had to rely purely on daily improvements in discipline and emotional control. It wasn't until year 2 that a real opportunity finally appeared. That just goes to show that genuine transformation takes a long period of quiet, unseen dedication. Walking home from the gym one evening during this lonely phase, Liam had this massive emotional realization. Have you ever experienced that kind of moment? The realization that simply honoring your own daily discipline is actually way more fulfilling than any external applause. For years, he had envied successful people, but now he was finally becoming someone worth respecting himself. He simply stopped quitting on himself. Chapter 6, The Real Transformation. When a small startup company needed a disciplined, adaptable leader, Liam was finally ready. Years earlier, he totally would have counted himself out immediately. But he trusted the quiet growth he had cultivated, and he went in equipped with the communication, marketing, and leadership skills he'd been studying in private. During that interview, his confidence wasn't fake. It was forged through discipline. He got the job, worked harder than ever, and stepped into his new reality. Better income, real confidence, a clear purpose, and a peaceful mindset. And you know what the real victory was? One evening, he opened social media, and for the first time in years, seeing other people's success didn't make him feel small. He just felt total peace. Chapter 7, Building Your Own Path. Look, the trap of comparison silently destroys millions of people every single day. When you're constantly watching others succeed, it is so easy to stop believing in yourself. But remember this, success is not about racing other people. It is about becoming stronger than your old self. If you feel left behind right now, or if watching others win hurts deeply, please remember that your journey is not finished yet. You can completely rebuild your purpose through discipline, just one difficult habit at a time. Years later, a younger student actually asked Liam how to stop feeling behind everyone else. Liam just smiled quietly and gave him this exact piece of advice. Stop watching everybody else run and start building your own path. It is such a powerful truth. Consistent, slow growth eventually changes everything. You just have to be willing to do the quiet work in the background. If Liam's journey inspired you today, make sure to subscribe to Gravonix Stories for more cinematic motivation and storytelling just like this explainer. And right now, I want you to make a commitment to your own private growth journey. Go down to the comments below and type, "My time is coming," because one day, the discipline you build privately will create a future that absolutely no comparison can destroy. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What is the one quiet habit you're going to start building today while the rest of the world is just watching? Keep building your path.